What up, YouTube? Welcome to the first episode of the Damage Counters podcast. My name is Shifu Stew. I'm here with Snipe the Bench
What's going on?
and Chef Husky.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to our kitchen.
So, guys, the entire goal of this project was to bring all three of our Pokemon TCG intellects together and just have a space to chat about the game, the meta, new cards coming out, sometimes the negative sides of the game, and everything we could possibly think of. Just have a space to put that out there. So, we're extremely excited to get episode 1 off, open up the gates, and start things out. Definitely want to get to know everybody as far as the casters themselves, the damage counters. So, what I want to do is first get why each one of you guys, and then I'll say myself, got into making content creation at all. So, Chef, tell us why you got into the game.
Into the game or into the content creatorship?
We could do both. Maybe just combine it. I don't think it has to be a serious format. If you want to talk about both and wrap it up as the whole chef origin story, maybe we'll put it that way. Tell us your origin story.
Could do. All right, yeah. So I joined into the TCG roughly around the same time everyone else did. Whenever Logan Paul did his like pack ripping video, um, I guess it was just like all the rage at that point. I don't think I watched his video in particular, but like I watched the hype around it, and that's what got me into it. I joined around the Rebel Clash era, and I've been playing ever since. And I only recently decided to jump into the Pokemon like content creation side of it in October, and that was with my Palafin EX list, where I was so confident in it, where I was just like, all right, the world needs to know about this. I'm gonna make a video about it, and just decided to go in for it. I just made a quick video, and I went in with the idea that I'm gonna become the world's best Palafin player. Dropped it in about a week. I was like, all right, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it anymore. But yeah, that's how I became a content creator. Just I was so confident in my Palafin list that I figured that's gonna be my thing.
So if I'm not mistaken, before we get Snipe's origin, you were making content for other games way before Pokemon TCG, right? This isn't your first
Yeah,
rodeo on the YouTube scene.
right. I've been a content creator in some form of fashion since I was 10 years old, and um, I had attempted to become a YouTuber twice before this. First time I was a Destiny content creator. Um, that didn't go over so well. I felt like it was kind of an unwelcoming place for newer content creators. And then I was just a general Poketuber, and that also didn't go off very well. Mostly because I don't think anybody plays Scarlet and Violet. But Pokemon TCG was my third attempt, and this was like the first time where I really felt like there's a community here. There is like they welcomed me with open arms the moment that I got in.
I could not agree more about the community. You two specifically are two of my favorite in that community. So it's just awesome to see this whole project taking form and coming together. I think it's a killer origin story you have, and I'm excited to have you. It's interesting to know that you were actually the most like veteran Pokemon TCG player here out of the three of us, but we'll dive deeper into that as we go on. Snipe, give us the origin story, how you got your name, how you got into the game, and what keeps you around.
Well, a couple years ago, my three daughters, one of them it was their birthday, and two of them were like, "We want to learn Pokemon." I was like, "Okay, cool. Game's been around forever. Never saw the video, TV show. Never touched a card. Went to the local shop and said, "Teach me. What do I do?" And they gave us a couple decks, gave me the rules, and I think that was like right after ptcgl came out. So they said, yeah, download this, practice. Boom. Did that, started to learn the game, taught my daughters the game, and I would go every Friday to the locals with some crazy deck, like what you see on my channel. But I would just build them in real life. And a couple guys were like, dude, you should share all these crazy stuff you come up with, because sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So I bought a microphone, made a video, and the rest was history.
So how did you land on Snipe the Bench?
I was thinking about it because it was just my favorite action to do. With Greninja was the first one, I can't even think of what was.
Gross.
I know a lot of people happy that's gone, but not me. But we've got new ones. We do have new ones. But yeah, I wanted to make it instead of like revolving around a Pokemon because I was seeing, Pokemon come and go. So I was like, all right, well, if I make it around, Mew, let's just say, or Mewtwo, it comes and goes and it constantly changes. So I was like, all right, there's got to be a phrase I hear all the time. And there you go. That's how I came up with the name.
Yeah, I think that's a good point that like you can't name your channel or have your icon be a specific Pokemon. Or on the flip side, you can, and you got like LDF with Hydreigon, and it was what, like 6, 7 years before they finally got this Hydreigon EX out that actually does something.
And that's a good card.
It is a good card. I would say it like falls into rogue categories more often, which is a shame because I think Obsidian is like a devastating attack. But that's me speaking from probably the most noob perspective here. I'm definitely the newest player. I just recently got into this game. I am for sure a Magic the Gathering player, Yu-Gi-Oh, all sorts of other card games. And it really wasn't until like I want to say it was over a year ago now, but like probably around a year ago, I got really into this game. And so I hear people talking about things like, the original Zoro box, or Zoro box. Shout out Chef for his favorite deck right there. Or like the Mew VMAX era. Like I wasn't here for that at all, right? So everything for me is like I came in getting pummeled by Miraidons. Iron Hands was like the scariest thing I'd ever seen. But it was a new space for me to try and record again and get back into YouTube because I originally started my YouTube journey like 4 or 5 years ago doing podcasting, exactly what we're doing now. Had about 100 hours of it logged on YouTube. We were doing 3 hour long podcasts just talking about random things with people from my life. So then fast forward to today, getting to work on the game that I love playing with, again, two of my favorite content creators in the space. Is like a dream come true. It has been really cool getting this project together, even failing the couple of times we have trying to record this. I feel like now we're just so much smoother as like being a cohesive unit. We were just chatting before this, laughing at pretty much every other word that was coming out of someone's mouth, whether it was a computer problem or not. So I know that we got the chemistry to make this project work. The next thing I think we should let people know about us, though, is who are we as players? So, Chef, you started the last one. Snipe, you start this one. What's your favorite play style? What's your favorite deck of all time? What are you rocking right now? Tell us about who you are as a player.
Those are way three totally different answers here. All right. Decks that
We want it all.
Is going to be Miraidon. You bring that up. Love the hands, love the speed, love going 2-2-2. I want to play 3 turns. That's it. I want to go second, play 3 turns, have a nice day. But
have you thought about playing Yu-Gi-Oh? Has that crossed your mind?
No, I only hear bad things.
Yeah, it's a little too fast. 6 is like a crazy amount.
Yeah, I've heard only bad things. Pokemon was the first game I've ever touched. So no, not Magic. No, I mean this was a couple years ago. It was the first card game I ever touched. But when I went into that store, they gave me Mew VMAX. So that one definitely, I played it for a year and a half or so. Among other things, every other Friday night there. But Mew VMAX was my go-to, my first one. Which it made me excited for the Zoroark, but very disappointed in the attacks that it was able to use. The new Zoroark EX. My go-to right now is, now that we just had rotation, it was Miraidon before rotation, but after rotation, I'm liking Goldengo or Chaladon. So it's going to be a metal deck.
Okay.
Apparently.
I'm liking Poison Package Arch. I'm liking, I actually just spoke about in the video I dropped today, how my last time watching Shuffle Squad, they were talking about Goldengo. So I definitely think it's a cool deck right now. I think there's a lot of ways to play it, which is really cool, but there's an infinite way to play Archaludon. An infinite amount.
Yeah, I agree. You got you can. There's one where you damage yourself and to chuck the extra damage, so you can hit 240 using Monkey Dory. You got the poison package. You gotta love that because it's you can dunk somebody, which yeah, it's a cheesy way to win, but hey, it's there.
Donking feels pretty consistent right now if you can do it right. You can at least take that first Pokemon because so many people are running stage ones for stage two beast. Like, as scary as Dragapult is, you can dunk Dreepy. And I'm going to try every single time. Chef, what have you been playing? Enlighten us on the Chef Husky play style. I know you're a filthy spread player.
Sure. Well, first of all, like what I took away from what Snipe said was that we need to get him to play Pokemon Red, just so he knows, what he's getting himself into.
Is that the
But
video game?
yeah, the video game.
I mean, Fire Red or Red?
I mean, any version of it, really. You can even do Let's Go Pikachu, I guess, if you feel like it. No, but yeah.
We'll sponsor a game and send it to Snipe.
We will. Let's do that. Like, comment, subscribe if you want Snipe to do that.
I'll play video games.
No.
It's only a Nuzlocke, though. Snipe has to play the game that we send him, but he can only Nuzlocke it. Anyway,
What is
keep
it?
watching.
That would be a great
It's a
stream.
hardcore. You have to delete your character if you totally lose your party. I would never recommend that as your first playthrough.
No, I
Great.
would not either. But yeah. So to answer your multi-part question, I guess I am a spread player, but not necessarily just a spread player. I'm the kind of player who thinks if you're not taking a KO and you're not building towards a KO later, it's a waste of a turn. So I don't do very much control. I don't do very much mill. I am very focused on taking my 6 prizes. My favorite deck of all time, as you mentioned, is Zorobucks. The version that existed right up until the end, where it could counter everything. Had counters for Mew VMAX, had counters for Lugia, had counters for everything that was popular. It had an answer for that. So I loved that. That was, a counter box is a beautiful thing. I have not tried Slowking yet. I heard it does similar things, but maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll try it. Favorite thing I'm playing right now, and Snipe, you should be pretty familiar with this, is between Uxie Spread and that new Chandelier Gaslighting deck.
Yeah, I heard you two had some friendlies the other night.
Yeah, we did. What'd you think of it?
That was the chandelier that made me kept drawing a card.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's fun. It plays. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, it plays time. It plays a bunch of really weird supporters, to kind of just throw you off balance. It's a lot of fun. It's very silly, but it's a lot of fun.
Do you think that deck could handle a best of 2 format?
So it will struggle in game 2 because by game 2 they already figured out what's going on.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because about halfway through the match they realize, oh, I got to be thinning my hand. But the problem with that is that as they're thinning their hand, they're wasting resources.
Exactly.
Right? They're wasting things that they could be using. They're like, oh, let me get my Ultra Ball to get these 2 things out of my hand. I just don't want stuff in my hand. And so they're trying to get rid of everything. And so by the time they wasted all the resources, neutralization zone. It's over.
No, I like that. Yeah.
That ability stacked too, if I remember correctly.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. So you're making me draw 3 cards. I'm like, what? I don't want to draw cards.
Yeah, and you can easily deck somebody out. Especially Ceruledge. It's so easy to deck it out.
Yeah, I mean, it really is pseudo control when you think about it, right? Because you're forcing them to either get rid of the cards they draw or give you massive KO potential with a single prizer. And then forcing someone to discard that frequently is playing control, right? It's just a roundabout way of controlling the play.
I've been calling it mind control. It's it's very much trying to get inside their heads. Gaslighting. Chandelier is just a big gaslight. So that's what I love about it.
I am so glad you said that because speaking of mind control and all things of the psychic power and types, I am ready to see Curlia Refinement Engine, go home, dude. I'm so ready for Slow Gardevoir to go, and I want to know what you guys are ready to see go with rotation as well. Obviously, I said it earlier, Radiant Greninja can burn. Every one of those cards can get shredded for all I care. I think it is the most like training wheel Pokemon ever printed. Like coming from other card games, it's absurdly powerful. Well, what are your guys' takes? What are you ready to see go and never play against on the ladder again?
Lost box. Lost box. Lost
Yes, sir. Yes, I will snap for that.
Slow Guardy, Lost Box, and Lugia.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right.
I got tired of playing against that. I mean, that was when I first started. Like I said, I know it was before you, but they gave me the Mew deck because it came in like a battle pack, and they're like, yeah, it's either this one or Lugia, and that's all you saw. It was just those two.
Yeah,
And it was
yeah.
just so annoying.
I'm not sure why we called it Lugia for so long when it is so clearly an Archops deck, right? Like,
Right?
can we just stop saying it's anything but that fossil bird?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Getting some in the discard, and you're just like, all right, they got two in the discard on turn one. I haven't even gone yet. This game's over.
Yep. Also, Lugia never felt like a deck that people were like passion playing. It always felt like a deck that you played because it was just so unanimously the BDIF for that tournament.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I took it to NAIC last year, but my Luminion being prized twice, among
No way.
probably a couple misplays,
Oh, dude.
did
Yeah.
me in.
And running the numbers on that math does not make you feel better.
No,
Not
we
one
finished I think
bit.
4-4-1 at NAIC, so I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
you're our pro. You're our resident pro. You know that, right? You got to carry
I-
all the weight of this podcast of a pro player.
Well, we got Atlanta coming up. I've been preparing for months for this thing. So we'll see, because this podcast will air the week before, and we'll figure it out what happens in Atlanta.
Yeah, we need
guys agree?
to open up like a Patreon for only other pro players to see the deck that Sniped the Bench is taking to the next tournament, but you're actually taking something else. We're just throwing off the competition for you. This is a full sabotage strategy. So Snipe, before we go over to Chef's picks, what's your beloved card of this set that you're ready to see go? Obviously, like I know everybody loves Radiant Greninja. It's in like every list ever, but I can't wait to see it go. And I never used it either because I thought it was way too lame. It was just give me a cooler Radiant than that.
Let's see. Snorlax. I'm glad it's gone.
Okay, that's probably hit or miss. You either love or hate that. Chef, what do you think?
Oh, Snorlax is going to be my answer.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, I think it's you see that card flip, and all of a sudden it's that Pokemon Go Snorlax, and then immediately I just commit myself to not have any fun. I have had a nice conversation with CPU since then, and I confessed to him that I understand the value of control, but I think Snorlax is a little like I used to associate Snorlax with control because like, to me that's when I think control I think Snorlax, and it's because it's so easy to set up. You just play down 4 of them. You have nothing else in your deck. Now you got Mimikyu. Now you got other stuff in there.
Yeah.
But like you don't have to play down any of it. You can just play down 4 Snorlaxes, and then just cycle them out every time it gets knocked out. You have ways of getting it back. You have ways of getting everything back. You had Silene. You had like all these different recovery tools, Team Yell's Cheer and whatnot. And you can just have an infinite loop of sadness just to make your opponent as upset as possible. And it was just the worst. It's like I want to get in the head of somebody who plays that for fun, and it's like how is this fun for you? It's not fun for me.
I've got a friend that's legit all he played. He is
Ooh.
he is in mourning that his beloved Snorlax block is gone.
Does he know that we're all like relishing his pain?
Of course.
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll give you one guess which deck he's going to go to.
Wallstall.
Bingo.
Yeah, well, that the most interesting thing to me was at the end of the format, Snorlax decks that were being played in large regionals. And don't get me wrong, I think Control as an archetype, coming from Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, it's healthy to have in metas, in my opinion, because it forces other turbo decks to include components that slow them down just by not letting them run 4x of all the best cards they possibly can. Like, you gotta use deck space to handle walls. But Snorlax at the end was teching in Mimikyu, Cornerstone, not the EX Milotic, but the one that actually stopped your opponent from Turoing. I don't know, man. I almost felt like just like the four Snorlax was better than all of the crazy tech Snorlax list. I mean, they were
Yeah,
getting top 8 both ways, don't get me wrong. If you're good at
yeah,
control, you're good enough to get top 8 in a big tournament.
yeah, for sure. And Snorlax is not completely gone. There is a card that does what Snorlax did. It's Omastar. I had you do the who's that Pokemon on it
Oh my
tonight.
god.
That Omastar does what Snorlax does, but it's a stage 2, so probably won't see
No,
it
it's
very much.
Oh, it is stage 2, you're right, because stage 1 is the fossil. I was about to say it's technically
Yeah.
a stage 2, but yeah, dude, fossil gameplay sucks, and I don't care if that's a hot take.
No, it does. It does. I don't think that's a hot take at all. But I think that's a better way to balance it. If you make it a stage 2 Pokemon, it makes it so much more even for the meta. I don't think anybody would be complaining about it.
Yeah, I mean, in my mind, a stage 2 Pokemon should be difficult to get out, pretty, medium difficulty to energize and hit pretty hard. But recently on the ladder, I've learned that a stage 2 Pokemon by the name of Dragapult happens immediately and attacks immediately and hurts my soul so badly to see 5 games straight.
Yeah, you would think with rotation, people would play the newer decks. But the first game after it downloads, I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's do something new.
Mm-hmm.
And the first game is Dragapult Dusknoir. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, what a shocker. Not
You
just
can't like it that
Dragapult,
much.
the best
You-
form of it?
This guy
No,
is,
same
is
thing.
Dusknoir.
I've been seeing other decks though. I like today I recorded some content. I was doing the In Zoroark deck this morning, and that was a blast. I played against a Hops deck, which was super fun to play against. And then I literally had, I think I messaged you guys about this. I had a 30-minute game against a Goldango earlier. It was insane. I just
watched
could
it.
not believe it.
So
I watched it.
Greninja you don't like, but Darmanitan you don't have a problem with.
Well, and I also said that I hated Refinement Curlia, and in Zoroark is Refinement Curlia on a stage 1, right?
Yeah.
Like, I understand what I said sounds contradicting, but the Ins deck does not
is.
have enough options to abuse the timer, right? And my issue with Greninja was not his spread damage. I'm totally cool with Moonlight Shuriken. My issue with Greninja was that it was a basic searchable by like half the balls in the game, and all you had to do is discard a basic energy, which lo and behold is very advantageous for most meta decks to have energy in the discard, right? So I just thought it was just a little too good. But In's deck does not abuse trade and take like max timer turns like Gardevoir does, because Gardevoir has like 16 different lines per turn they could play depending on what the matchup is.
Yeah. Which it's a good deck.
Yeah, I
But
think Gardevoir post rotation looks really good.
no, it remains to be seen. Let's see. Let's see. Because I know in the Japanese leagues, I don't think it's doing so well.
It's hit or miss. You guys know me. I watch city leagues like all the time, and it's probably like 1 in 10 city leagues are won by a Guardy Monkey Dory list, and it's usually getting 2 or 3 top 8 placements.
Okay.
I think the thing is,
And they're all
Brilliant Blender is so powerful, and you can also play it with Unfair Stamp. Both of those are just like ultra powerful ace specs.
Unfair Stamps kind of lost its way when Fez and Dippity came out.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
I was playing Unfair Stamp in every single deck for 2 months. Didn't matter the deck. I didn't care. I was playing Unfair Stamp. And then you had Pheasant Dippity come out, and I was like, all right, that's the end of that.
I played Unfair Stamp Zard for a while. Had to climb. I had a bunch of account issues that one day we may go into as a story. But lost an account at one point. Had to just get it deleted by support, so I had to start fresh on TCG. And I was like, man, I got to get on my loot back. Had 1 day left to climb the ladder, and I just spammed Charizard Unfair Stamp. So good, so good, man.
Yeah, I think I remember that. I sent you a bunch of codes for like 151 or something like that.
Yeah, you did. You sent me like it was like a week into knowing each other too. Like legit, I had joined your Discord from being just like a viewer on YouTube, and then I hit up your Discord and was like, "Damn, I just lost my account today. Like, gotta restart. Let's do this thing. Wish me luck." And this dude, Chef Husky, sent me like 25 151 codes on spot immediately.
Well, you needed it, so you know.
No, this
Pokemon's a great
community is crazy. They are.
is
It's
great.
awesome.
Yes, people have done it for me too. You know, like I went to a locals, and this Chen Pao player had beaten me, and I was like, you know what? If I had my counter catchers, if my counter catchers had made it in the mail on time, I think I would have won that match. And he goes, oh, I've got a couple, and he reaches into his binder and hands me a couple, and I'm like, wow, this is a great community.
Yeah.
It really is, man. I didn't expect like the creator community to be so amazing as well. Goodness gracious! But shout out to you as well, Chef, for putting together the creators cook off, which we should just do a big shout out here for. But also putting together a Discord with all of the creators that wanted to join and be a part of the shared knowledge base. That's been
Yeah,
like one
dude.
of my favorite Discords I've joined in the past probably 5 years. I've loved getting to meet everyone in there, see everyone's, thumbnail suggestions, what programs they're using. It just does not
Dude,
feel competitive. It feels like a rising tide floats all ships.
dude, it's such a like even if this cook off turns out to be a total flop, we get like four people
No
watching.
way. No way.
Like if it fails, we still succeeded because that Discord is such a valuable resource for people of our size. Because people are just sharing ideas, sharing like, hey, look, what do you think of this thumbnail? And then like a couple of people give their inputs on what works for them, and it just works for everyone. And just to have this kind of encouragement for the brand new creators is exactly what I wanted to see from this community. And everybody was just so eager to do it too, because when I mentioned I came from the Destiny community, no one wanted to work with you if you were under 100 subs, and as a result, I kind of just lost hope for it. I was like, you know what, I guess this is it. Like I don't have a place here, but not here. Here it's been like the moment that I put out this idea. It was just an idea for a tournament, and I kind of put it out to the world. I commented in a couple of people's comment sections. I sent them a couple of emails, and lo and behold, we got like what 31 people in that Discord now.
Dude, yeah. I
Uh,
remember day one. You were like, I'm going to send these invites out. And we just started spamming comment sections. And I remember seeing like Cool Trainer Pat responded to one, Ginge responded to one. And we were both just messaging on Discord, like, oh, shoot. Oh, we got one.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
dude,
There
let's
was just
go. And then we hit snipe the bench. And it was like, yo,
yeah. As soon
yo.
as he emailed me, I'm like, Stu, guess what? He's like, what? I was like, Snipe the bench just responded to me, and we were just geeking over it.
I'm bad at responding. Sometimes I'll respond like 2 3 days later. I'm just busy
Yeah,
with
no,
life.
no,
Dude,
no.
I
We
don't even
were we were
have an
geeking out about it.
email on in my YouTube. Like, there's nothing on there to contact me. I've just been like, weaveling my way into the community by working through all of these Discord channels. It's been a pleasure getting to meet you guys. I think Chef, you brought up a good point with like small creators and different communities aren't respected as well. And this episode will probably drop and I'm still under 100 subs, right? And if our podcast hit way more subs than my channel ever did, that'd be awesome. I have no issue with that whatsoever. Snipe, I want to know from you though, how is it being one of like the bigger people in the space? You've got a ton of subs, dude. You've been crushing it for a while.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started, I literally did a video every single day. I don't know how many months in a row. It was just, I mean, I would be up till 3 in the morning because, I still got to do stuff. And they took that long. Now I don't stay up that late. Um, I get them done quicker. I've always just taped 3 games, win or lose. I try not to go 0-3. You know, you can't have a thumbnail go, this deck is unstoppable, and I went 1-2. I'm like, well,
It's kind of.
obviously it's stoppable,
It's quite stoppable.
but obviously no deck is unstoppable. I love when people are like, oh yeah, every deck has a counter. Otherwise, we'd all play the same one. I believe isn't that happening in Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
Where
So
like
I mean, I fell out
80%
heavily
of the
because
meta.
of that. Yep.
Yeah, 80% of the meta I heard is one deck. That cannot be fun.
Well, I complained to Chef about 20% of the meta at a recent tournament being Dragapult. Right? And we're talking about games with the flip side of that. 80% playing one deck.
But I went into a tournament in a regional where Lugia was 30% or over 30. It was ridiculous. And I hit 1 all day. I hit everything else.
Wow.
I only hit 1 all day. And I'm like, and I was prepared for it. I chucked in a 2-2 line of Aerodactyl V-Star, baby.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
And I got to use it once. I won it because of the Aerodactyl. He was like, he scooped. As soon as I hit it, he goes, I can't. I'm done. I was like, yes, it worked.
That's awesome.
But I expected to hit 3 or 4. I only hit 1 out of the 9. I think it was not. We were playing 9 then.
Yeah, that's a tournament you take like quad thorns to, and you just don't see any of the Lugias, and you just get screwed over on your quad thorns pick.
And that is, and for anybody who's listening, I say, don't play what the meta is. Play whatever the heck you're good at.
Yeah, play what you like too.
Play what you like. Play what you're good at. Like there's 2 decks right now I'm thinking for Atlanta. One I really kind of want to do, but another one I'm way better at. Way better. Know all the lines. Know how to beat every deck. I mean, I can't do it every time, obviously, but I really want to play the other one.
Yeah,
I'm not that good at it.
The comfort pick is probably the right pick, right? Like I consume content from all over the TCG space, and I was actually watching an OmniPoke stream earlier, and he was debating this exact topic with his chat. Your spreadsheet that explains the win percentages of your decks should look vastly different than someone else, right? Like Chef Husky should have a much higher win rate with Yuxi spread than I do. And I probably shouldn't take Yuxi spread places because I don't play it and I'm not comfortable with it, right? That dictates if you're good.
I was about to mention that because you mentioned how much trouble you were having with it, and I'm like, I feel like I win more than I lose with Yuxi spread. But I think that's just because I've been running it for so long. I've been like, as soon as Surging Sparks came out, that was the first thing I built, the first deck list video I made, and I've made 4 videos about it now, and people are asking me for a 5th. Like, yeah.
But I mean,
put up a.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I put up a poll of like 4 different things I could try. I was like, I could do Lily's deck, I could do what is it, a Dunsparce deep dive, I could do a Blaziken video, or a 5th Uxie spread video. What do they want? By 11%, they picked Uxie spread.
Blaziken. We'll go vote Blaziken for you.
Yeah. That's what I want to do.
We'll rig the YouTube votes.
Do it.
I think Twister was talking about that on my last post. I get very little traction on my post, and Twister from your community comes onto my post and he's like, oh, look at this. I have the power to decide your next video. How nice.
That dude's everywhere.
I love him, man. He's so nice.
He's a good dude. Shout out for it, Twister.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out him. Shout out Kibby. Snipe, who's your community shout out?
Oh man, you put me on the spot here.
You gotta have
I have actually.
He's too big for that.
I have actually the only other creator I've worked with is Roshi Clan from England.
No, I meant your viewers.
Oh, my viewers.
Yeah, just someone who's like a regular on your channel who just like always comment and always being there to show love. Like I got this.
Oh, my boy Sean Hawk, definitely. We actually keep in contact with email.
Oh, heck yeah.
And just you know talk stuff and hey, and he sends me help me out with this. Yeah, sure. Let's and then shoot ideas back and forth, and he'll come up with stuff. So hope Sean, if you're watching, what's going on?
Yeah, man, that's such a beautiful part of this of card games in general. I don't think that is a Pokemon unique thing. Like most card games, if you reach out to a creator and you're actually nice and respectful and have, good stuff to bring to the table, they're gonna respond to you and they're gonna be excited that someone else shares as much passion in something that they spend an extracurricular like 15 to 20 hours a week making content on, right?
Oh, I
Yeah.
love when people send me deck lists. Be like, I look at it, be like, I'm not even gonna change it. Nope, looks good to me. You
I'm a little
know.
scared of doing that nowadays because like I've seen people steal deck lists from small creators and give them to other bigger creators, and I don't know. I'm kind of scared to like accept
So
deck
there,
lists and do
so
videos on them
there's a
nowadays.
hot take. There's a hot take if you want one. Is it really stealing?
No.
If it's 60
Thank you.
for 60, I think it is.
You
But do
could
you give him credit?
you give
You got to
credit.
give him
You
credit
say where
though.
you get it. Yeah, right?
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
all you have to do.
yeah.
that's
I
it.
mean, in that case, it's not stealing at all.
No,
I mean,
like
I
I have
literally go ahead.
there was a comment on a video recently where somebody wrote, "Oh, I thought about this 4 weeks ago." I was like, "What? How the heck was I supposed to know?" And Pokemon just gives you a bunch of cards. And do you know how many combos there probably would work that we don't even think of?
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Like the newest one, and you're gonna hate this. Greninja attached, put the power glass on, it gets another energy, and then the next turn you attach, you can Moonlight Shuriken, two energy go away, one comes back. You can keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it with a boomerang power glass combo. Just gives
Yeah.
it right back.
Yes.
It's
And
awful.
unfortunately, it's in yeah, of course you think it's awful.
Yeah, of
It's
course
in
I
the
do.
Roaring Moon.
I've
And I'm
used it.
like,
It's fun.
man, I wish I thought of that. Or somebody told me.
Yeah. I mean, I wish
'Cause now I
Roaring
can't even make a
Moon would have
video on it.
been poison package sooner. Like it just got poison package comboed with it after losing dark patch. That probably should have happened a while ago though.
Oh, is it? Is it
Every
now? Or, oh man.
everything's got a poison package now.
Everything. But no,
Two brute, two brute on it, two capsule, two Petront. There you
My
go.
burn package has a poison package.
that deck
Yeah,
is cool though. Shout out to that
I
deck
saw that.
list. Yeah. No, I think speaking of deck lists though, that's a good point to make, right? Like if you're making a video on something, just be like, hey, I saw this, or a lot of times I'll even say, like, I am in no way dropping a new XYZ deck. This is what everyone's running in the meta, minus a couple cards that I chose to play differently. That's about it, right? But I do think people will recommend decks to someone else or suggest it because they saw the video and then forgot they saw it from a video, right? And they already had it in their deck list. They copied it or something. And I don't think it's always malicious. I think very rarely is someone trying to steal a card game deck list maliciously, right? I think it's just like we want views and we want to grow. Everybody wants to play
That
fun
little
decks.
that literally happened to me yesterday. Okay. We were talking, hey, what deck we're gonna do next? And I was like, oh, Salamence looks great, and no
Mhm.
ability, frostless. And then 6 hours later, as I'm building this deck, trying to test it out, there you go. Lo and behold, LDF, boom, Salamence frostless. I was like, okay, back to the drawing board.
Yep.
And I was like, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna do it the same day he did. Now I had no idea he was doing that, obviously. But then I came up with the Flareon package, and boom,
It's awesome.
I loved it. It's a fun one.
I think, yeah, finding ways to energize Salamence was going to be the hard part. I actually have Salamence down as a note for my pages here because historically, one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Snipe, you've actually done a really cool list with it. Do you think it's going to make anything happen in the meta? You think it's ever going to make a splash? Will it ever top 8, or is it just going to plummet?
You mean Salamence?
Yeah, the new one.
Oh no, it's not. It's not gonna do anything,
It's a
especially when
gimmick.
Shaman comes out.
Yep.
I mean, you could play it for 2 months. Once
That's it
Shaman
though.
comes out, that's the end of that. Because you can't hit Terras, so they already got board, protection. And then when Shaman comes out, you can't hit non-rule box. What are you gonna do?
Oh, I'm
Yep.
so excited for Shaman.
I am excited for
We
Shaman.
got too much of Salamence to try to make it work and legit. I mean, I'll take it to a challenge or something and just see what happens.
Yeah, I mean it'll be a fun rogue deck for sure. And I think it probably stays a fun rogue deck. I mean, there's nothing saying that you can't just find a way to boss out a shaman, take it, and then keep going, right? Unless they're using Night Stretcher to keep getting that bench, protection back. I personally like bench protection in metas. I think it's healthy. Even though I do like some cards that do spread damage, I think it's good to have something that you have to tech against, similar to how I feel about control, right? As long as it's not taking over the meta, which I would argue that turbo decks are actually taking over the meta. I would say
Yes.
that they're the most problematic right now.
Well,
Mm.
Terror Box seems to be there with the torrential pump. Boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Crystal, man. It's so, I hate Sparkling Crystal. I like it. I think it's actually a well designed card, but I don't like that when it's attached to Wellspring Ogrepon, you can attack for 2 energy instead of 3, despite the attack reading. If you send 3 energy back to your deck, you can do the spread damage. But you can do it for 2. It's so crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, I hear you on that one.
I have yet to play a Terra Box.
Really?
Yeah, I've not seen
Play
any.
None.
Not a single one.
No way.
No, it's been a lot of hop though.
I am seeing a
Oh my God.
lot of hops.
Lot of hops, Asian.
It's fun. Have you guys played it?
I was making a deck, and then I was actually trying to put it into the Caparaja deck I did the other day.
Oh,
But
yeah,
it was just too bulky, and I just went straight up Caparaja Matang. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only one of the 4 trainers that I've been interested in building around is Lily's deck.
How would you play it?
Obviously I would make an Area 0 like psychic deck. I think the Ribambi doesn't need more than like maybe one of them. I don't think you really need to worry about that very much. The Comfy is pretty good for setting all that up. You can get Area 0 set up pretty quickly under that. And then Crispins to get Lily powered up really quickly. Or to get
So you're just
Clefairy
like swinging rondos.
just swinging rondos, yeah.
I like that.
Putting Lily's Pearl on it for 1.
Yeah, just like a lot of prize denial. Like prize denial is very, very strong. Like Legacy Energy has had its place in many of my decks. And you can double it up on a Clefairy. You can give it a Legacy and a Lily's Pearl, and they can take nothing for it.
That is really
That's pretty
crazy.
good, yeah.
Think about hitting with a Pearl and a Legacy Energy against a Dragapult. You KO a Dragapult and they take nothing in return from you. That is crazy. And this segues really well into one of my last points. We're actually getting to like the last 15 of our time segment. But I wanted to ask about best trainer, what you guys thought would be best, what we thought would be best before, and what's actually shaping up. It sounds like you guys haven't played a lot of the trainer decks, though. I've, other than Lily's, I've played all 3 of them so far.
I'm liking, being the Miraidon Lightning guy. I'm trying to make Iono's Belly Bolt work. And, I mean, because once you get all the energy on there, it's there. Because they're not going to be able to knock out more than 1 Pokemon.
Yeah.
So they can either take 1 for Voltorb, or, 2 for if they knock out your Belly Bolt, but you're still going to have all that energy still out there. So on the face of it, I think it's awesome, but I'll be honest, I have not been able to get it to work.
I'm starting to see decent success. I can pretty easily beat hops with Iono, but I did incorporate a little more switch action. I put the Kieran in there, and it's awesome. I'm loving it. Being able to get either like a free switch for the Belly Bolt, which lets you reset that attack without having to worry about like Turoing the Belly Bolt, which I'm seeing pop up now. People are doing a Turo cycle on Belly Bolt and just smacking for damage, which seems pretty cool. But Kieran can also double as having like an extra energy and a half on the discard. So it makes hitting those numbers with Voltorb so much easier. Hops, though, it's the most fun. I gotta be honest. It's either Hops or Iono. Hops just the whole deck attacks for free, it feels like. You don't even need much energy at all.
Hop's got so much going
you want
for
to
it.
talk about it's got its own crystal.
Yeah, built in. You're right.
I mean,
Yeah.
It -1 energy cost, and oh, by the way, I can hit for 30 more at the same time.
Yeah, it's better than a crystal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't mind the Snorlax on the bench. That's also making me hit for 30 more. And the stadium that I'm running 4 of that makes me hit for 30 more.
Yeah, you have to run 4.
Insane.
Might as well.
It's so good. And
I'm
people are
working on a
calling it
Corviknight
the new best spread, and I don't like that.
I do think Monkey Dory makes Hops what it is, and I think that this is the appropriate time to ask this question. BDIF and BCIF. I believe the best card in format, not even splitting up Trainer and Pokemon, is Monkey Dory. I think it's the best card in the game right now. What do you guys think? Chef, what's your best card in the game?
I mean, if I say Arven, like, would that be...
That's fair.
Like, would that
that's
count?
valid. Yeah, I mean, that's valid.
It's like the only energy search left in the game other than Secret Box.
Item search?
Yurt is gone. Yeah, item
okay,
search.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because Yurt is gone. Like, Arven and Secret Box is all we have left for item search.
Larry? No? Larry does?
Does Larry?
Pokemon.
Doesn't Larry end your turn or something like that?
No, discard your whole hand for, I think, maybe a Pokemon supporter and an energy. I thought maybe it was an item, but I think it is a supporter.
Okay.
Yeah, Secret Box, Arven, that's, yeah.
I'm going to give it to Arven. Because when's the last time you built a deck without Arven?
Yesterday.
What deck?
You didn't.
I did not even notice my Salamence deck
by
had
mistake.
0 Arven.
No way.
By mistake.
It still worked, but I did not even realize until I was looking at the comments. Nobody pointed it out, but I looked at the deck list because somebody had X something else. So I looked at the deck list. I'm like, I played no Arven? For real? I didn't even notice.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fair.
Well, see, the fact that you realized that it was missing,
it wasn't done on purpose.
Yeah.
But I mean, usually, when I go in there, it's 4 Buddy, couple Nest Ball, couple Ultra Ball, 4 Arven. That's how I start my decks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think the staples are that for a reason. They're staples.
Yeah. But yesterday, forgot the Arven, never even realize, not even during gameplay, I guess because I kept running into my items. Or, well, the other thing was I think I played like 10, like between Iono, Judge, and Pokegear. There was like 10 or 12 of them. So I always had one in my hand.
I mean, my honorable mention is Iono. But what's your BCIF, Snipe? Best card?
The Crystal.
Ooh.
It's played in every Terra deck. You got Greninja EX, which I wish would take off. You got Ogerpon. Obviously, Dragapult. I mean, any Terra. I've even seen people put it in Charizard, which doesn't really make sense to me.
I think it's only because Wellspring is also being played in Charizard right now. Because you run a 1 water, and you run 5 fire, and 1 jet in Charizard. Or Mist if you need it. But it's like a super weird energy line right now.
Yeah, that is weird.
What?
It's all because the Wellspring.
When Charizard first started, Charizard was at 9, 8, 7. They're down to 5.
Well, 5 fire. They're still rocking at least. Usually, Charizard lists are running 1 jet energy at the moment. And I believe it's because of gouging fire being in the list to handle cornerstone Ogerpons. Some Zards are golly, I cannot talk. Some Charizards are running the gouging fire, but some aren't.
Ooh, I like that.
I like it a lot. I think it's a huge play. I mean, as long as you have the double super rod, you can energize anything in a Zard deck. It's super easy. Pidgeot's gonna be on the board.
Ooh, I like that. Put a gouging fire in to deal with Ogerpon.
Otherwise, you can't, right? I mean, even if we had Radiant Zard left, it wouldn't matter. It's got an ability.
Oh, good riddance to that card. Jeez, that's another one.
Really? You didn't like Radzard Sableye? You didn't like Lost Zone Radiant Charizard?
No, I told you. I'm a Miraidon player. I'm like, I got this. And then it's Radzard, attach 1 energy because I've already taken 4 prizes. Switch, and I'll blow up whoever you got there for 2 prizes and win the game. I'm like, come on.
Now I
Yeah, I
did
think-
like Radzard being able to have a Defiance band on it and KO Dragos.
That was cool. That's
Because
cool.
Drago needed something that just said F you. And I'll be honest, I did not like Drago. I thought it was super toxic. You run through 40 cards, turn 2, and then set up to win the game in the next 2 turns. Super fun gameplay.
Drago
That
was
V-Star
a rogue
is
deck once.
ridiculous.
Yeah, oh, it was absurd. And what's crazy is there are so many V-Star abilities, but like that one really fell out of pocket.
Well,
Yeah.
the problem was if they didn't have to use it to set up, they were pretty much going to win the game because they would use it towards the end and legit get the exact 2 cards combo that they needed.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, please use your V-Star to set up. Please use it so I don't have to worry about it.
Well, I mean, so many times you don't need to set up because of a beautiful card that I'm surprised hasn't come up once in this whole podcast, Squawkabilly. That card is goated. In any other card game, thinking about a searchable 1-card engine that can reset your whole first hand for like a free mulligan is insane.
Yeah, I think
I
it's pretty
definitely
good.
played it in
I
the
don't,
ride on.
I don't think I would put it in my top 10, but I
No
understand
way.
why people would.
What?
What? Not top
Not
10?
your top 10. We're not going
No
through
way.
top 10s. We don't have time to do
Look,
that. But how is
Look,
like
look,
defend your
look, look,
case?
look.
Listen,
The first time I've ever used
you have
Squawk was in my
homework
burn
and you're
package.
banned from episode 2.
This is crazy. You got to defend
That
yourself,
is-
Chef. I'll give you the
yes.
space. I'm good.
Let's do
No,
it.
I mean, it's a great consistency engine, but like, it's not something that I like to use. You know, like if I have a great, like, how do I put this?
Well, I'll say in his defense, he likes 1 price decks, right?
Yeah, I am a single prize player.
There you
Turo.
go. That's why.
Yeah,
So,
Turo?
all right, we'll let that.
I mean,
that
yeah.
one. But you can still put it at number 9.
I'm a
fine,
believer
fine.
that
That's fine. We can put
if
it
you
in.
want to competitively build a deck, you should probably have 1 copy of Squawk and 1 copy of Turo at minimum in that deck. Because in a tournament setting, you have to be able to handle a fully bricked like first hand, unless you have maybe like a single nest ball in your whole opening hand and a trash basic. You got to reset that. And then late
Yeah, maybe
game,
that's
you've got to be able to remove and clean up your own bench. If you don't have bench cleaning, you've failed somewhere along the way.
maybe that's why I don't do well in best of 1 formats. I don't know. Yeah, it's not for me because sometimes like it feels really bad to have a usable hand, but it's not something you can use on turn 1, and so you got to get rid of it.
Yeah. I also think
Yeah.
Squawk gets better the more poison package is played. So right now Squawk is like
Yes.
a peak
No,
card.
It's perfect in there. I'll give you that. Yeah, it was perfect in my burn package.
Not even top 10. That's crazy talk, man. That is insane.
No, I said not for me, not for me. Like for the cards that I like to play, it's not in the top 10 cards that I like to play. You know.
I couldn't even begin to guess what those would be. The Yuxi,
Yes, it's just Yuxi 10
Legacy Energy, Yuxi.
Yep. Louis Clefairy is at like number 1 now for me.
So speaking of deck lists, all this fun stuff, yada yada, we're running out of time quickly. So something I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I think like we should take the end of episodes to talk about the project and then let our community kind of hear that and enter these conversations. So should we start doing something where we have like a submit your deck list for review? Or should we start doing just like questions come in and we answer a list of them? What do you guys envision our like first community interaction piece to be? And then for everyone listening, please put your response to this in the comments below. So Snipe, you start us off.
Oh, definitely. Give us any topic you want to talk about. Hot takes, baby. Whatever you got.
So you want it to be more of like a
such
topic
as
thing?
such as Squawkabilly being card at best number 11. No way.
Not for me even. You know, like
Dude,
I
you're gonna have
understand its place.
someone that asks you
No.
for like your top 50 and we're gonna have to send it to them.
I can probably do that. It would take me a while, but I could do that.
We'll scroll it like credits at the end of the video. You give me your top 50 and I'll scroll it at the end of the video.
You ain't gonna like it though.
I don't care if we like it. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt Snipe. It hurts your podcast reputation, not ours. We're clean.
What? I'm like the star of the show here. No, I'm kidding. No.
So, Chef, Snipe wants the community
topics.
conversation as like a topic thing structured that way. What are you looking to see?
No, I like your idea of like having somebody submit a deck list and then we just sit here and we argue about it. You know, just
Yeah.
put up the limitless page thing about it, and then we'll just kind of sit here and be like, yeah, it needs Squawk. No, it doesn't. That's not even a top 10 card. You know, stuff like that.
I think it makes for good content, and I think also everybody who's a creator knows this, but maybe the people watching don't. The most viewed time of any videos in this space are when you're talking about your deck. And then like 75% of people just drop off on the viewership time, and that's what they were there for. So I think that could be a huge win for us on this, because that seems to be what people are looking to watch from most creators.
All right, well then tune in next week, and I will show you what I played to Atlanta.
Oh, that's what we should do next. Yes, next week should be the Snipe the Bench Atlanta.
I think I've got it. Got it.
Ooh.
I have changed a lot of cards. I've practiced, done the research. I've done some probability, and I think I got it.
I'm bringing the whiteboard next week. I'm sitting right here, right behind. I'm pointing at it. You guys can't see it, but I'm pointing. The viewers will see it. I like it. No, let's go over your Atlanta list next week for sure. And I think that's as good of a point as any to wrap this thing up. If you guys watched all the way to the end, put as many comments as you can down below. What you'd like to see is like us engaging with you and you engaging back. I'd love to do deck list review of viewers. It's just something that we also have to realize it's going to be a limited quantity that we can do, right? So bear with us. We'll bear with you guys. We want this project to grow, quickly, but also the right way, kind of ground up, be there with the community as we all grow together. So again, I am Shifu Stew, Snipe, Husky. Thank you both for being here, and we'll catch everybody next week. Peace.